And what I think draws, what that says to me, what that speaks to me, is something very important, which is that, how many people have read Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill? Okay. Wow, on this half of the room, like everyone on this side, nobody on that side, that's interesting. Really, really important book. Perhaps the most important book. And what Napoleon Hill, one of his principles he talks about in there is a definiteness of purpose and a burning desire. And I felt from her that she had developed that definiteness of purpose and had a burning desire. That's the only way that she could have accomplished what she had accomplished there. And so much of what goes on in our lives, in the running and growing of a business, a car business, most of it exists in your mind. Most of the opportunity exists in your mind. Most of the restraints and constraints and limitations exist in your mind. And most of the opportunity for growth and transformation will come from your mind, not from the next shiny tactical object, but rather from finding a new way to look at an old problem.
Well, I think it's a great point that you're making, and what we're going to talk about here in the next few minutes with this presentation is a lot of tactical ideas on how to boldly go. But I think when it comes to doing this, a dance routine, or at 80 years old, or busting a plateau that you have gotten onto with your business, or with weight loss, or with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life, the real strategy for boldly going is not boldly going in some new direction that you've never gone before. It's boldly going past where you are in your mind. And that
past your own limitations.
It's past your own, it's boldly going past your own limitations, past your own stopping points in what you think you can accomplish, what you're willing to do, what you think you're able to accomplish. It's boldly pushing beyond that will actually get you to the next level, off of that plateau and onto a higher level. We'll talk more about that in my session on plateau busting, but ultimately I think a lot of people say, hey, we want to boldly go into the future where, things that haven't been done before. So we're looking for you guys to show it to me. Show me the way. Show me this new thing that I don't know about that can, take me to another level. And sure, those things will come up as they evolve through technology, as we've seen, and through changes. But if you're not willing to boldly go inside, then none of that's going to really matter.
It's interesting. So, when faced with the proposition of standing in front of you or sitting in front of you and delivering ideas, content, material, information that matched this idea of boldly going where no dealer has gone before, of course, we had a million ideas. And we had to winnow it down to just really one fundamental idea, because I think that any great teaching is centered around one fundamental idea. And so from the many ideas emerged a few, and then that turned to one, which is a simple and perhaps seemingly unremarkable idea. But it occurs to us, this is the place where I think most people, at least in our group, have explored the least. The far reaches of this universe are unknown to most, and so we wanted to bring it to light. And also, I think will help you understand what defines us as marketers, as thinkers, as businessmen, and hopefully through understanding better what defines us, it can even help better define you, make you a better marketer, a better thinker, and a better businessman. And so we chose to turn to the past, as Confucius tells us, to study the past, if you would, define the future.
Well, look at the Star Trek. In the past, they talked about, Bluetooth headsets and video conferencing and this and that, and then it's created in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, they went to the past to create the future, or the past shaped the future. So I believe that you can always go to the past to find a direction, a new direction for the future,
Mhm. Well,
or a new innovation for the
sure.
future.
Well, yeah, innovations abound in the past. And much of our effectiveness and success has come from ideas that are very old. And being bold enough to,
Look to the past.
yeah, look to the past, find an old idea, respect it, acknowledge it, polish it, and bring it into the present. So that's what we want to help you do today, and share some of the great ideas from the past that have shaped us, and hopefully allow them to shape you. Much of what we'll show you today is going to be, it's principle based, and it will seem very familiar to you. You're going to say, "Wow, I see. Yeah, you know what? I see that in action." And what I want your mind to be spinning on, the axis I want your mind to be spinning on as we go through this, is to make room for and to acknowledge the existence of these ideas from the past that can be important for us now. And then to think about, how can I apply these principles to what I'm doing right now, or to what I'm going to do in the future. Okay? So, turns out that advertising is really old. And it's been around a long time, almost as long as space.
Ad space.
Add space. Or space. Well, you have space, then you have advertising. You know? It's not funny, I guess. But this is a sign from ancient Rome that was actually advertising an event, promoting an event on this sign. Of course, it was carved into stone. The graphics are pretty minimal.
There are a lot of white space.
Not a lot of white space. There was no QR code, no click to call or anything like that. But it was an ad nonetheless. And advertising has evolved from then to here in the front is an ad for tobacco, an original ancient ad for Coca-Cola. It's funny, this intellectual beverage, they call it, and temperance drink, contains the valuable tonic and nerve stimulant properties of the coca plant and cola or kula nuts, and makes not only a delicious, exhilarating, refreshing, and invigorating beverage dispensed from the soda water fountain or in other carbonated beverages, but a valuable brain tonic and a cure for all nervous affections. Sick, headache, neuralgia, hysteria, melancholy, etc. That was an ad for Coca-Cola. They're not allowed to do that anymore, I think. But what an interesting idea. Interestingly, by the way, we love studying old advertising. We have archives of old and ancient ads. We have some in our office. We have some ancient ads framed and hanging, and have great respect for them. In Babylonian seaports, by the way, merchants hired barkers to announce the arrival of ships with fabrics and spices and wines. Citizens in ancient Greece hung posters, lost posters, hoping to be reunited with missing children or slaves, or even lost items like jewelry. In Pompeii, in ancient Rome, there were elaborately painted signs, basically billboards, promoting plays, carnivals, and races. The first printed advertisement in English was a 3 by 5 inch handbill that offered a prayer book for sale.
You know what the year was? 1477.
Interestingly, one of the longest sustained advertising campaigns in history was the campaign that promoted the colonization of America in Europe. And the primary theme of all of the promotions designed in the campaign for colonizing America was one simple idea, which was the promise of free land. Free land. That's what you got if you made the voyage over here and were willing to explore the far reaches and settle. That's something for nothing self-delusion, wouldn't you say? Free land. It's some fun to look at old early automotive ads. These are